Well. It looks like that family of 8 who brought their 6 kids to an ICE riot were lying. Oh my god. Please leave a like on the video if you are flabbergasted that any one of these real American heroes would lie. And in this case, their lie has netted them nearly $200,000 in fraudulently raised money on GoFundMe, yet nobody seems to care. Well, this video hopefully will lead to a backfire for them, and I'm hoping people report this GoFundMe and send them the evidence I'm about to display for you in 4K. Well, it's really probably not 4K, it's cell phone footage. But every major media outlet ran this nonsense. Family, including 6 children, were tear gassed after they were simply caught in a clash between ICE and protesters. Wow, that could have happened to me. I go grocery shopping. They were probably just going grocery shopping and buying diapers for their many children. Except they were there for Lord knows how long, leaving their 4 children locked in their SUV while they could participate in anti-ICE riots. I know. Are you as shocked as I am? Like, I'm flabbergasted. I mean, why would people lie for leftists, especially obese anti-ICE Karens? Let's look at the story, because it's harrowing, and then I will completely debunk it, and they need to refund that $200,000 immediately. Minnesota family, Minneapolis family, including 6 children, tear gassed as they were caught in a clash between ICE and protesters. Well, I'm sure they didn't do nothing wrong, right? They were there with their 6-month-old baby. And you know what? That 6-month-old baby stopped breathing. Do you know who should be charged for that? The parents that left their 6-month-old baby in the car so they could go protest? Let's look at how the mainstream media presented this before I reveal the actual truth. A Minnesota woman says she and her family were tear gassed by ICE agents while just simply attempting to get home from her son's basketball game. The incident occurred on Wednesday, January 14th, during a protest in Minneapolis. The woman said she had to give her 6-month-old baby CPR as he stopped breathing. Now, we don't know if that's true either, because generally liars be lying. Liars be lying about all sorts of things. A woman simply said her family was tear gassed after getting caught between protesters and federal ICE agents and had to give her baby CPR during the terrifying incident. She then went on CNN and said her husband and 6 kids were simply attempting to drive home from her son's basketball game when they encountered an ICE protest in Minneapolis on the evening of January 14th. She said her and her husband had no idea that a protest would be taking place on their route home, and that their car soon became stuck amid protesters and parked vehicles. Jackson told CNN she heard someone outside the car yell, "It's about to go down," at which point she saw federal agents arrive on the scene. Look at that nice family photo. She said her husband attempted to back up, but soon realized that there were ICE agents on either side of the vehicle, and so he opted to keep the car in place so that they didn't actually hit anyone. Well, if that's true, that's a good idea. "We saw what happened to Renee Good," Jackson said of the decision. Wait, I thought you had no idea what was going on with ICE. An ICE agent, one of them yells at my window like, "Get the F out of here." And my husband's like, "We're trying," Jackson added. Jackson told CNN the next few moments happened so quick. She recalled that she saw and heard tear gas canisters being hurled in her family's direction. Oh, I'm sure they were targeting her car, noting that one of them rolled under their vehicle. She said she felt the explosion of the can into the car, which caused the airbags to deploy. That I do think is scary. And again, any of these people, like, I'm still a human, okay? Like, you go down to one of these, like, protests, you get, maybe you're actually, like, peacefully being there, and you get caught up in this stuff. It's probably scary. And certainly, if they were simply going home from a basketball game. This story is super, super scary, and I sure hope there's not video evidence disproving this. She said the car began to fill with black smoke, effectively blinding them and obstructing their breathing. I was feeling around, hitting my son's window. I worked my way to his lock. I reached over to my 2 younger kids and I unlocked that lock, she recalled. She said her husband was ultimately able to get out of the driver's side simply by opening the door, at which point they worked on getting children out of the tear gas-filled vehicle with the help of a brave bystander. I couldn't breathe. Where have I heard that before? And I'm pointing to the car and saying, I have more kids, Jackson told CNN. She said that once all the children were out of the car, a kind neighbor resident led her family to safety inside their home. But it was then that she realized her 6-month-old baby wasn't breathing. Now again, horrible. Okay? Horrible. I'm not making light of this. I'm so glad, praise God, the baby survived. The baby obviously didn't choose to be there. The baby had nothing to do with it. Jackson said she began giving the infant mouth to mouth while their children used milk to wash the tear gas out of their eyes. She needs some milk. In the midst of doing mouth to mouth, I stopped and looked at my baby and was like, wake up, you have to, she said. I just felt like I'm going to give you every breath I have. Boy, this is like a movie. Now, the amount of people that know how to give a baby mouth to mouth is next to none as a percentage. But I would guess, maybe a mom with 6 kids would hopefully know. You have to cover the nose and the mouth, and it's more complicated. But anyway, she saved her baby's life, according to her story. Okay, according to her story. But she did add that the agents were not targeting the family. Okay, well, let's take a look at what Crime Watch Minneapolis is claiming. Lies. We're being lied to. Remember the sob story about the family with the baby getting tear gassed in North Minneapolis riot last Wednesday? They said they were simply passing through the area on the way home from their son's basketball game. Wrong. Here they are on video at the riot nearly 45 minutes before the flash. Are you kidding me?
Well, she'll lie too.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? These are still images are from loser Jonathan Mason's video the night at about 8:30 to 8:45. The tear gas call with the baby was dispatched at 9:22, almost an hour later. They left their effing kids in the car at a riot and the baby nearly died. Well, here they are. Would you look at that? They are there participating in the riot. They are, or at least participating in the gathering of people. Here they are. Fryer dispatch, 9:22. Now, perceivably, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. By the time the tear gas happens, someone calls 911, it certainly could be 5 or 10 minutes. But here is video. Minneapolis family says that they threw a flashbang at them. These lying losers, Destiny and Sean Jackson, have raised almost $200,000 after leaving their infant to nearly die, along with 5 other kids as they stood around at a riot. Hello, my name is Destiny. Myself, and so of course they started the GoFundMe too, because why wouldn't they get paid for this? My husband and our 6 kids were the latest ICE victims. They were innocent bystanders, driving through what should have been a peaceful protest, when things took a turn and ICE agents began throwing tear gas everywhere, and they were trying so hard to get out of the way, but they didn't want to harm anybody. How about this? Here's another snippet of her just chilling with others. No panic to get out, even as feds start moving in. Based on the timestamps in the video, this would be at 8:35 p.m., fully 45 minutes before the call. I'm sure you guys are shocked. Are you guys shocked? Oops, there she is. You see her there in the Michigan shirt? Or I don't know if that's Michigan, but it's probably the high school. Oh no, Destiny, what are you doing out there? Dancing, hanging out with the protesters. Oh, there you go, Mrs. Destiny, right on the back of the shirt. Oh no! Irrefutable evidence. uh-oh, here she is hanging out. They left their children in the car to join the protest. She's right there, Mrs. Destiny, right on the back of her shirt. Do you see tear gas? No. Do you see feds? No. Do you see them frantically simply trying to just get home from their basketball game? No. It looks like she's making a video for TikTok to me. She's recording for TikTok. That's what it looks like to me on her phone. Oops. Now you can go to their